Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Duncan here, back with another video. And as you all know, Thomas and Friends season 24 got released around 6 months ago. It's hard to do math here, but not many Thomas YouTubers have reviewed season 24, so I decided I'll be one of the first Thomas YouTubers to, review season 24, even though I'm not the most popular channel out there. So as most of you know, we got 20 episodes in season 24. So I'm gonna do like a 5 minute video reviewing each and every episode of season 24, and then after I review all 20 episodes, which probably won't be for a little while, I think I'm gonna do like a long video reacting to the whole season, like how season 24 is. Obviously, it's not the best season, but I'll probably be ranking every episode like quickly and just reviewing the whole season. So, anyways, in today's video, I will review Emily's Best Friend. That's the episode I'm gonna start with first. So let's begin. So, Emily's Best Friend. How I could describe this episode is boring and weird. I do not really like this episode. It isn't terrible, don't get me wrong. It's definitely not my least favorite out of all the season 24 episodes. There's worse, trust me. I'll get to that when I get to those episodes. So just to summarize a little bit, just so you guys remember the episode. So this is about Sir Topham Hatt pairing up the engines to work together to bring stuff for the Tidmouth Town Square sculpture. And Emily gets left out because she doesn't have a partner to work with, since there's like an odd number of engines. And Emily feels lonely, so she was going to pick up the sand, but she was too busy finding a friend to work with, like a best friend. And she forgets the sand, and Thomas had to bring it for her, and she realized she has a ton of friends. So first of all, let's cover the negatives. So this is probably the worst part about the episode. Emily herself. She is just so out of character and weird in this episode. Like, she's not as bad as Emily's adventure, and trust me, she was already out of character enough in that episode. But in this episode, she's just totally opposite of that episode. Like, we've always known her of kind of being like a snooty engine, can kind of sometimes be bossy, but mostly nice. But like, Emily is just so awkward in this episode. Like, just goes around asking everyone to be her best friend just because she feels left out of everything. And especially that part when she asked Marion to be her best friend. That's even a little creepy, honestly.
I'm your best friend.
This is definitely the most awkward episode in the season. And yes, we all know the elephant in the room, the dream sequence. And if it wasn't for this, I would probably like this episode a lot better. Just watch this dream sequence.
Together. Cheers.
This does not belong in Thomas. Seriously, I'd rather watch Skarloey breaks a winch, or Rosie is red, or even Thomas turning into an elephant than this stupid, awkward dream sequence. Seriously. Yeah, if it wasn't for this dream sequence, I would like this episode a lot more, but this dream sequence just ruins the whole episode. In fact, the plot of the whole episode is even a little weird. Like, Sir Topham Hatt just pairs the opposite gender of engines together to work together, except for Thomas and Percy. But anyways, we just see like James and Nia going on a date. We see Gordon and Rebecca going on a date. It's just weird to me, in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a male and female engine working together, but it's just that if it happens in like 3 times in one 10-minute episode, it just gets a bit awkward, if you know what I mean. And also another problem I have with the episode just feels like a Miller episode for some reason. Like, all it is just Sir Topham Hatt assigning some of the engines just random weird jobs to all just to set up this stupid sand sculpture we'll probably never see again. Like, we already had a very similar episode to this. Like, they presented a statue of all the engines, and we just never see the statue after that episode. So I think that's what's going to happen with this episode. And just a few more nitpicks before I end the negative stuff. I don't care if Nia and Rebecca are on the statue, but I feel like they could have included Edward and Henry on there too. I think there's enough space for them, and also they used to be part of the STEAM team, so I feel like they could have included them. And Also, it didn't really make sense that the Earl was presenting the statue. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just thought Earl is supposed to be up at the castle. It just didn't make sense. But now let's move to the more positive stuff of the episode. So sure, this episode is really stupid and weird, but there are only a few things I do like about this episode. Like, I do like how we see Edward and Henry in this episode. This is definitely the episode where we see those two the most out of all the season 4 episodes, honestly, and I just love this Henry scene.
Best friend? Wow! But you don't need my help with such a small load. I'll see you at the unveiling later, best friend.
Yes, Henry was actually kind of in character in that scene instead of being a wimp like his other CGI episodes. Some other minor stuff I kind of liked about this episode. I guess it was nice to see like Marion and Philip. Well, maybe not Philip because he's kind of annoying, but it was, I guess, nice to see Marion again because it's been a while. And another thing, one more thing, I kind of like that we see Thomas and Percy shunting at the docks because that felt like a classic scene right there. But besides those, this episode kind of sucks. And before I give the episode a rating, I just want to point out a few goofs I noticed that's worth mentioning, I guess. So if you look closely at the sculpture, you'll see that Percy is missing his buffers, but everyone else has theirs. So I think that's a goof. And also, I think most of you guys pointed out this goof, but Rebecca stole Emily's whistle.
You'll be transporting the extra passengers.
So, overall, I give Emily's Best Friend a 3.5 out of 10. So, as I said, this episode is mostly bad, especially with that dream sequence. But there are a few stuff I do like about this episode that I pointed out. So, I do also appreciate that they didn't go too crazy with this episode, like add one of Ruth's inventions or some other crazy bullcrap that we've seen in Marvelous Machinery. It just feels like a typical Thomas episode. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next episode I will be reviewing is Thomas's Fuzzy Friend. Expect that in maybe like a few days or so, maybe a week. Anyways, peace out, guys.